Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Memorial Stadium in West Milton for tonight's matchup between the Covington Buccaneers and our hosts, the Milton Union Bulldogs. Tonight is Military Appreciation Night here at the stadium, and each Milton player will be wearing a special jersey with a unique name on their backs, names representing a family member who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. In a town with a rich tradition of military service and a main street lined with hometown heroes, the Bulldog team comes to honor all who have served, past and present. We will soon have a dedication ceremony here in just a moment.
Good evening. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to Milton Union Memorial Stadium. A special presentation tonight. If at this time, if everyone in the stadium would please stand. Tonight, in honor of Military Appreciation Night, we will be permanently reserving a seat in the reserved section for all prisoners of war and missing in action soldiers. Since World War I, more than 92,000 American soldiers are unaccounted for. This unoccupied seat is dedicated to the memory of these brave men and women and to the sacrifices each made in serving this country. God bless you and God bless America. At this time, Larry Manson, Milton Union graduate, U.S. Navy, 67 through 71, will be unveiling the plaque. At this time, if we can have a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, everyone in the crowd tonight who is a veteran. Thank you, and God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, your Milton Union High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, your post 487 color guard. Ladies and gentlemen, if everyone would please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Well, hello again, everybody. I'm Brett Barnes with the coach, Andy Grudich, and Scott Seaman, and our WMPA technical producer, Thomas Beck. We're ready to bring you action tonight for a key Three Rivers Conference game. The Bulldogs come in tonight with a 5-1 season record, tied with Northridge for first place in the TRC, both with 3-0 conference records. Covington has struggled on the season, with just one victory in 6 games, coming 2 weeks ago, beating Bethel 26-21. Coach, can you give us a rundown tonight on the Covington Buccaneers?
Yes, sir. The Bucs come into tonight's matchup having only scored 52 points in 6 games. In fact, 3 of those 6 games, the Bucs offense has failed to score. Last week versus Northridge, they only mustered 6 points. They're averaging 8.6 points a game. Covington's only victory came against Bethel, a team with only 1 victory of their own. Covington, Bethel, and Lehman Catholic are battling it out in the basement of the TRC. Scott, give us a report from Coach Pierce.
Coach Pierce stated that Covington will come into tonight's game with a hard-hitting attack on both sides of the ball. Their quarterback, number 35, Jensen Wagner, was once a running back for the Bucs, but was called into duty as a quarterback due to injuries and has evolved into a solid team leader. His go-to target is their tight end, number 4, Landon LaPointe, a 6-foot, 5-inch, 185-pound receiver, and their running attack is complemented by number 23, freshman Isaiah Sherman, who comes into the game at 5'11", 185 pounds. On defense, Covington will run a 3-5-3 set, an alignment that is designed to create confusion with multiple blitz packages. Their middle linebacker, Connor Sindelair, who was out last week, is back and will be a challenge for the Bulldog line. Coach Pierce stated that Covington's record of 1-5 is not representative of the type of players they field. They'll hit you and not give up, and the biggest issue they face is a lack of depth, with more freshmen and sophomores trying to fill gaps in their game. Andy, can you give us a rundown for tonight's starters?
Absolutely. So on offense for the Bulldogs, at center we'll have Trevor Brazina, at right guard Nick Walters, right tackle Jesse Kurtz, left guard Jake Brown, left tackle Ethan Lane, tight end Connor Yates, quarterback Nate Mortar, wide receiver Cooper Brown, Blake Broomball, and running back Michael Elam. On the defensive side of the ball for the Bucs, we're going to have Hayden Barker, Brian Rimley, and Ryan Rohr, And at linebacker, we're going to have Jensen Wagner, Isaiah Sherman, Connor Seidler, Jake Dilley, and I think that's Troy Seltza, and then Christian Jarvis, Brian Morrison, and Landon LaPonte.
And Jensen Wagner is going to kick us off here, and the ball is in the air and underway. It hits at the 30 and spins just like last week, and it's loose again, but this time we recover it, man. It's like a replay happened. Wow, we got 2 at that time. Last week we lost the football on the kickoff, and that was covered by the Bulldogs' number 20, Peyton Nichols. Goodness gracious.
Good heads-up play there, Peyton. Avoided a disaster.
Well, it'll be Bulldog football 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Moving left to right, west to east. 3 wide receivers set right. And Cooper Brown isolated left. Mortar and shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands it up the middle. Gain of about 3 yards. Tackle by Jensen. That was Michael Elam with the carry. Second down, and let's make it 8 from the 36.
See what Elam can do after having a great game last week. See if he can match that this evening.
Brett Unger split way out to the numbers, along with Broomball and Pickrell. And again, Cooper Brown isolated at the top. Same formation. Handed again and hit again, but a gain of 2. Tackled that time by 36, Connor Sindelar. It'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 39-yard line.
3rd and 5. See if Coach Pierce wants to put it in the air this time.
So 2 runs gain 5 yards. And the set looks familiar. This time, Elam to the right of Mortar. Blitz is on. Mortar takes a snap and he rolls. He's looking. He throws for Broomball, who dropped the football. It was a little bit behind him, and the Bulldogs are going to have to punt after the pass fell incomplete.
Broomball got his hands on that one,
Yeah, he did.
and just couldn't bring it in. It wasn't a great throw, but you know what they say, if you touch it, you should catch it.
Yeah, Broomball 9 times out of 10 makes that catch.
Exactly.
So Blake will be back to punt and to receive for Covington. Isaiah Sherman, number 23, just a freshman, 5'11", and 185 pounds. He's a stocky built young man.
Uh-oh.
High snap, and Broomball's going to get it. And has plenty of time and lofts one into the air. It's going to hit around the 27 and take a great Bulldog roll, and it will go all the way to the 12-yard line where it's downed by Karis Twaits.
That turned into quite a punt.
And so with 10:36 left on the stadium clock here, early first quarter, the Bulldogs go 3 and out in Covington football here for the first time tonight.
Interesting that Coach Pierce did not try to stretch the corner on that Covington defense. We know we have an advantage on team speed. We'll see what happens the next time we get the ball.
Yeah, I think he might just be seeing how they're going to line up against us.
They did bring that 3rd down blitz, though. That's what that defense is known for.
Wagner flanked by Sherman, number 23. Wagner takes it. He's going to run a quarterback draw. He sneaks up, and he's tackled after a gain of 4 as Blake Broomball makes the tackle.
Good open field tackle by
Let's
Blake.
make it a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 from the 14. Covington also with 3 wide receivers. Split number 4, Landon LaPointe, all the way to the numbers. Number 7, Christian Jerez in the middle, and then 23, Sherman. And the ball is passed to Sherman, and it's incomplete. Clock stops at 10 minutes exactly. 3rd down and 8 from the 14. And 3rd down bells ring here at the stadium.
Lane had to come off. Walter stepped in for Lane.
So watch number 4 down at the bottom of your screen, Landon LaPointe.
Looks like man coverage across the board. Snap. Sets. Looks.
Lots of time.
Looks. Still has time. Finds a man. Throws, and it's incomplete. Broomball and Brown on the coverage. Pass for Trey Schmelzer. Incomplete. 3 and out for the Bucks, and they're going to have to punt.
You know, a lot of time back there. See if they punt to Blake. If I was a betting man, I would say it's not going to happen.
And Jensen Wagner also punts. Broomball set at his own 45. Snap good. Kick up. I think it got partially
Yeah, got
blocked, and it's going to go out of bounds. And let's see where they mark it.
Nice catch by Elam.
So a short field for Milton after that will look to be a tipped punt, and we take over on the Covington 40-yard line. Let's give a lot of credit to Broomball's punt. on our 4th down, and then that 3 and out by the defense.
See if we can muster some offense here. Get the ball moving. Move the chains here a little bit.
So Brown split left at the numbers. Pickrell also left. And then down here at the bottom, Broomball. And it looks like Neumeyer's entered the game for the first time in a couple weeks, just to the left of Mortar. Neumeyer's got it. He's got the corner, and he's got blockers. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's tackled at the 3.
He's going to regret that tomorrow. He was almost in.
Jensen Wagner saved a touchdown as Blake had a good run, but now Blake is down and limping.
He's got that bad ankle.
Yep, he's going to limp off, and he's struggled with that for 2 weeks. Yep, he's trying to run it off, and Foose enters the game and takes his place. So you got Elam and Foose in the background. Play clock at 8. They're at the 3, 1st and goal. Mortar's got it. He's going to hand to Elam. Elam dives, and it's close and just short. Gain of 2. Let's mark it at the 1. 2nd down and goal.
And, Coach, what do you think the next play will be?
I would be shocked if it's not a quarterback sneak to number 4. That seems to be the Milton way. We'll see how it goes.
See if Mortar can add another rushing touchdown to his resume.
I think if he just bounces left, it's good. Boom. And there it is, touchdown. Good call, Coach.
Yeah.
6-0 Milton, 8:38. Here comes number 1, Mason Grudich. There's an injured Buck, and it is their quarterback and their punter and their kicker and their middle linebacker, Jensen Wagner, who's down right now.
Not the guy they want to be
missing.
Oh, jeez. Hey, going to do some shout-outs here. I understand we have some, might have some military guys in Germany perhaps watching tonight. So we have an international, not that we don't always have an international audience.
My goodness, but usually it's Aruba or Spain, right?
Yeah, but international audience tonight. Shout out to, I know we got the Blackburns and the Jays up at Fort Laramie State Park tonight. They got the camper out, they got the TV out, they're watching the game tonight. Shout out to my college boys, Paul Barhorst, and Nick Turner, and Ted Holscher. They're up in Fort Laramie, they're watching the game tonight. I'm sure there are broom balls all over the planet watching. We have folks from Maine watching tonight.
I got shout out to my mom and dad up in Lima. Dad's an Army vet.
Very good.
Yeah.
Scott, we got some South Carolina folks watching tonight.
Absolutely. Bringing in that South Carolina Army to watch the Bulldogs.
Very good. So we got people all over the place tonight. Military Appreciation Night. We will have an interview at halftime with Bulldog grad Jake Fenfrock. Jake's in the crowd tonight, and he was a Marine Scout sniper, and he is currently in the Special Forces through the Ohio Reserves, and we're going to talk to Jake tonight. So it'll be perfect for Military Appreciation Night to have Jake up here. Talk to him a little bit. Just had a baby. He has a daughter that is 1 week old.
That's going to be a great interview.
Looking forward to it. He's going to have some great things some interesting things, I'm sure.
Well, Jensen Wagner is up, but he is putting no weight on that left foot. And
feel bad for Cup.
It's going to be a long night with him not in the lineup if he can't come back.
Yeah, and then that doesn't look good. It's one thing if he's kind of walking off. He's not walking on anything
there's no weight. He's not putting any weight on that. Well, Grudich for the extra point here. It's 6-0 if you're just joining us, 8:38. And the Bulldogs have scored on their second possession after a Covington 3 and out. Snap's good, ball's down, kick is up, and it is good.
Good kick.
Chance of Let's Go Mason from the student section as well.
Very nice. By the way, Mason wearing Oscar Kress. His great-grandfather fought in World War II, D-Day, Battle of Okinawa. Guy saw a lot and passed away 2 years ago. So Mason is wearing Grandpa Oscar on the back of his jersey tonight.
This is such a cool night, and when they just started it. I don't know what year it first started, but my kids were a part of it, and being able to actually wear their last name in honor of
absolutely
of my dad, and then Ward for my grandfather. Just amazing.
So we're going to see some cool things unfold in front of us. We got the mid-year stats from Dr. Ginn, and some of the interesting stats are time of possession for the Bulldogs. It's almost dead even with their opponents. In fact, it's the only stat that Milton is behind in as a team. And you start to wonder, well, how can that be? And much of it is a result of Bulldogs getting such strong starting field position with a great return game, both on punts and kickoffs, as well as a stellar defense, 3-and-out the team. But a lot of that field position that the opponents end up starting in is a result of Grudich's kicking game.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
And we're going to see if he can put one in the end zone right now and pin Covington deep.
He does hammer that, and it's going to end up at the 1 and roll into the end zone.
nice.
So this is a real game changer for the Bulldog defense. They usually force these 3-and-out punts, or they're not giving up a lot of first downs. And Milton has, throughout this season, started their drives very close to midfield, either on their own 40, 45, or many times on the opponent's side of the field. Just like the last punt, we saw this play out in front of us, where Covington's punt allowed the Bulldogs to start on Covington's 40-yard line, and 37 yards later, they're first and goal on the 3.
I'd be curious to see who's the quarterback here.
It's number 2, Cameron Kurter, I believe. Kurter. Senior, 6 foot, 155. So Kurter's got the snap, and he's going to hand it to the freshman, who is tackled immediately by the lane train, number 73.
Isaiah Sherman has the carry.
Loss of 1, make it 2nd down and 11.
Nice play by Lane.
And I bet Isaiah Sherman gets the ball an awful lot here.
Covington's offensive line averages 255 pounds. They actually have an advantage over the Bulldog line.
Trips left, Kurter's got the football. He's going to run, and he's not going to go very far. That was Connor Yates, had him by the feet. And that's probably no gain, so make it 3rd and 11 again from the 18-yard line. 7:40 counting first quarter. And you hate to overstate third down plays early in the game, but this is a big one.
Now, I got to adjust to their best player with a bad ankle on the sideline.
Kurter's got, it's rolling to him. He's in trouble. Thwaites has him by the shirt, and down he goes. Karras with a sack, -3, as the snap really never got there. And it's going to be a punt. Now, let's see who's punting.
That's right. It's like 55.
Number 55, Hayden Barker, sophomore, 6'2", 220, on the OL and DL line most of the time, but now he's pressed into backup punting duty. Broomball stands at the 50.
Probably
Snap is right. He's got it. He hits a end over end, and Broomball's got it at the 49. 45-40. Makes a move. 35-30. 25-20. Oh, there's a flag. We've got a flag on the play. It would have been a touchdown, but it's going to come back.
Block in the back, I assume. Gonna call a hold.
And I'm not saying it wasn't a hold, but it wasn't necessary. He was gone. All right.
Well,
So it'll be 1st and 10 instead of the touchdown. Probably about the 39 or 40-yard line once they mark it off. Holding MU. Let's make it the 37. And again, that plus territory, Scott, that you were talking about.
Yep.
Didn't get the score, but another short field for
great field position
the Dogs. Ray Copeland. Broomball. Pickrell. Brown, 2x2. Elam to the left of Mortar. Mortar's got it. Looking deep, looking deep. He's going to throw it up for grabs, and it's tipped and caught! Touchdown, Milton Union. That's Ray Copeland, number 10. Senior, touchdown.
And good for Ray to stay with the play. Stay with the play. Tip ball.
And there's that quick strike offense that we've been looking at. It's 13-0 Milton.
And credit to the line. Mortar had all the time he wanted to throw that.
He did a great job looking to his left and then coming back to the right. And you're right, great concentration by Copeland to catch that tip ball.
Grudich on to add the point after. And it is good. He smoked that one.
Yes, he did.
14-0. And we have not played 6 minutes. Could be a long night here for the Bucks.
It was nice to see Mortar check off his main receiver.
Yes.
Shows a little growth in him as a quarterback to not lock in on one guy.
Well, I think Nate's had a really nice year.
He has. He's really come along. He's just more, but you can just tell he's more confident. He's more relaxed in the pocket. But that's a big step right there. Checking down your receivers.
No, you're exactly right about Nate Mortar at our quarterback. On the year, he's got 54 completions and 94 attempts. He's averaging 55% completion percentage. He's only thrown 4 interceptions with now 10 TD passes to his credit.
And I know I've said this before, but a great kid, too. Great kid.
There's a lot of hardworking, great kids in this town. Coach.
Yep, 100%.
It's amazing.
Yep. Good end zone crowd tonight.
Oh, yeah, there's a really good crowd here for military night. Boy, it's a little line drive hook. It's number 7, Christian Jarris. 20, 25 cuts it up. He's swallowed up Cooper Brown there first, and the ball's going to be placed at the 26-yard line for the Bucks. First down and 10.
Mason got a little bit more of the inside of his foot than his laces on that one. That's why he hooked it. Didn't quite get the air under it. Because that's what everybody's looking for, some hard-hitting kicking analysis. You're welcome. That's why the guys got up in Germany to watch this game, to get some hard-hitting kicking analysis for me.
Let's not question the toughness of Jensen Wagner, who's come back into the football game.
Yeah.
And back at quarterback. He's not moving well. Left ankle issue, it looks to me. Wagner's got it. He's going to hand. He's going to keep it. Throws an out pattern. It's caught by number 2 and immediately hit by 3 Bulldogs.
Definitely showing some toughness there coming back in this game, because he wasn't even putting any weight on him when they took him off the field.
Cameron Curter with the catch, and number 16, Connor Gibson there, as well as 2 others. So a gain of 1, second down and 9 from the 28-yard line. Wagner's got it. He's going to look to throw. Oh, he's under intense pressure. Yates chasing him. Yates got him. Down he goes. Walters there as well. Another sack for the Dogs. -4, 3rd and 15.
Good pursuit. Now puts the Bucks in a tough spot.
Wow. 3rd and 15 from the 23. That was actually a loss of 6 on that sack. Wagner back to pass, rolling left. He throws. Kirker's got it. 25, 30, and out at the 35-yard line. Just short. let's say 3 to 4 yards short. 34-yard line it's going to be. 4th down and 3.
Nice throw.
Punt team is coming onto the field. He thought about it for a second.
Yep.
For a hot minute, they thought about going for it, but now they have decided to punt. Again, Wagner back to punt.
We'll see how that ankle is. It's probably a tough thing to do with a bad ankle.
And Curter is the up back here, so watch for a quick sneak. No, it's a punt. And it's underway.
Nice. Good punt.
Broomball's got it. 35. Breaks a tackle. 40. 45. 50. Cuts it up and steps out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Good return.
So once again, the Bulldogs start in Covington territory. Our possession starting from the MU 34 on the first one. That was a 3 and out. Since then, we started on the Covington 40, the Covington 37, and the Covington 44-yard line.
Wow.
That makes it a little easier. Playing on half the field.
Half a field is a good thing, isn't it? 4:37 on the stadium clock. Broomball split wide. Shift. And Elam to the left. He's got the football. Turns it up, 40, following his blockers. And he's tackled just short of the first down. Tackled by number 42, Trey Schmelzer. Good run, gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
Good run. Go ahead.
Those pulling guards were out front that time.
Good run by Elam. Nice and patient. Stayed behind his blocker. Quick shout out to my boys in Atlanta, Georgia. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the house tonight. Jake from State Farm watching from Georgia.
Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
We got a timeout, Milton.
In Ackworth, Georgia, just north of Atlanta.
Play clock ran down to 2 there, and they just didn't quite get the play in on time. So, timeout, MU.
You know what? Guess what?
Been looking forward to this.
Time for trivia.
Yes, sir.
Let's get a little trivia rolling here. So here we go. This is a simple question. And
yeah,
when is the last time Milton played Covington in a game?
Ooh, that's a simple question?
Well, the question itself is simple.
They scrimmage them.
I know. When was the last time Milton and Covington actually played?
Man. Is it one of those trick questions where the answer is never?
No.
Okay.
No, because we were in the SRC together.
I know.
Scott, got a guess?
I'm going to go 2000.
Dr. Barnes?
96.
1990.
Oh,
wow.
31 years ago was the last season in which the Bulldogs played the Buccaneers.
Literally what? 12 miles? How far is it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. 1990.
Mortar's got it, fakes to Newmeyer, and he's under pressure. He broke away. 35, he's going to run out of bounds, and he's got the first down at the 30-yard line.
No need to do that.
A little extracurricular, no flag there.
And if you're down 14-0 in 6 minutes, I'm not sure that's the kind of stuff you want to be doing.
So we're watching Michael Elam make some really nice runs and follow his blockers. And if you're watching at home on TV, watch number 72 and 79, the right and left guard. 72 is Walter, 79 is Jake Brown. These guys are leading that run. And they're running through a hole and finding traffic 5 and 6 yards down the field. Pay attention to those pulling guards. They're doing a great job leading the runs.
Ball handed to Newmeyer, 25 down to the 21, a power run. And a good run.
And number 79 led him into that hole. So let's give a shout out to that O-line.
Ricky Stephen with the tackle, number 57 for Covington, 5'11" senior.
Newmeyer's still
struggling a little bit.
Yep, gain of 9.
I'd like to see us throw one to Peyton, to Cooper. Peyton's his brother, and he's out of school. That would be tough. But Cooper.
Broomball's got it for the first time. 25-20, cuts it up. And hit at the 15 and down. But a first down, gain of 6.
Cubs looked like they were ready for that.
A pedestrian gain of 6 for a man averaging 15 yards every time he touches it. but it's a first down for MU. 2:59 and counting. The ball's at the 15-yard line, and looks like the Bulldogs are trying to put up another touchdown here early in the first quarter. Mortar's got it. He hands to Elam. Ooh, hit immediately. He falls forward for a gain of 3. That was number 77, Ryan Remley, with the tackle, 5'10", 280. And he hit him pretty good,
yes,
but Michael fell forward again. We talked about that last week, Coach.
Yep, he does a great job of falling forward
Finds
every
a way
play.
to get yards.
Yep. That's what good backs do. They fall forward.
Marked officially at the 13, 2nd and 8.
I think we try to hit Cooper in the corner of the end zone here. Use that 6'4" frame.
We got trips to the right. Play clock at 2. It's Elam again. Oh, he cuts it up left. Cuts it inside. He's at the goal line. Touchdown.
Nice cut back there by Elam.
Yeah, the hole was plugged, and he squirted to the left and broke a tackle at the 2 for a touchdown. It's 20-0.
So 3 straight possessions that begin in Covington territory result in 3 Milton touchdowns. What's soon to be a 21-0 lead.
Flag on the play. Offsides Covington. And in high school, when you line up offsides, it's a dead ball. That's going to be declined. And we're going to re-kick, or actually kick. It's down, it's up, and it is good.
There you go.
He cleared. Oh, he almost cleared it. 21-0.
Nice run by Elam.
Elam's got 6 carries for 30 yards and a TD on the night in just the first quarter. He's starting where he left off last week.
That's good to see.
Blake Newmeyer's has rushed for 46 yards on just a couple of carries, but that ankle does not look good.
I think that last play, I think he just fell on the ball. I think it just knocked the wind out of him. I don't think he hurt his ankle on that last run.
Good, I hope. We need him healthy coming down the stretch.
Absolutely. He looks okay on the sidelines.
He's got another 2 weeks to really I mean, you don't have to play him much again tonight now. You don't want to get him some opportunities, but
get him some touches.
Yeah.
Get him back in the flow.
Yeah, but that Northridge game in 2 weeks looms large.
That's the big one.
Isn't that weird to say? That Northridge game looms large. It really is weird to say.
And that's important for the league and get a lot of computer points.
Oh, yeah.
From that one.
Yeah. All right, Grudich going to approach the football. And it's up to number 42, Trey Schmelzer. He lets it hit. Oh, it checks up at the 1. And it goes into the end zone. Man, if that kicks the other way,
that's trouble.
It would have been interesting.
Covington's had 3 possessions, 3 straight 3-and-outs. Total yards on the night are maybe 14. Unfortunately, they're kind of trending with their season averages.
But credit to the quarterback coming back in.
Yes, sir.
Showing some toughness.
Wagner and Sherman in the backfield. Wagner's got it. It's a quarterback draw, and he gains about 3. Upended by number 68. I think that's Colton Holtgren tonight, 68, instead of 64. Normally he wears 64, but that's Colton Holtgren with the tackle. Good to see Colton get back into it a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't call his name too much last week. Not that he didn't play well, he did, but.
Gain of 2, 2nd down, 8. Wagner's got it. He rolls to the right, Cuts it back up, and he's gaining maybe 2 yards. Let's give him 2. 3rd down. And 6.
And I have a Covington Troy Christian score for you.
No, Covington's here, Coach.
I'm sorry. I'm East. Thank you. That's why you're here, Brett. Keep me in line. It is Vikings 7, Troy Christian 0
Whoa.
after the first quarter.
My goodness.
Big target down here at the bottom of the screen.
Wagner's got it. He looks to throw. Oh, jailbreak. He got away. It's up for grabs.
He's
wide open, and he dropped the football. Oh, that's number 7. Bless his heart. Christian Jarris. He's just a freshman, 5'8", 135, and he got behind the defense.
Tell you what, nice throw by Wagner.
It was, and he made a nice move to beat that rush.
He threw that ball about 40 yards in the air, and he had number 4, Landon LaPointe, wide open with no one around on the left side of the field. Both guys were wide open. That ball should have been caught.
He catches that in stride. That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown. So Wagner back to punt, and it's end over end. It's going to hit about the 47. Broomball, 45-50. He's got a head of steam. 35, and he's hit there by the punter himself, Wagner. But again, MU, short field. Just 24 seconds left in the quarter, and they're looking at a 35-yard drive to make it a 4-score game.
Once again, I said it last week, JV guys are getting excited.
Well, they were excited today, Coach. I talked to a number of them. And I'm like, you going to play tonight? They're like, yeah, we're going to get in. Cooper split way out at the numbers. Pick roll also to the right. In motion, handed to Elam.
Nice run.
And he
nice hit.
Gets 10, 11 yards, make it a 1st down.
He got tagged by Wagner. Nice hit by Wagner.
Coach is staying on the ground tonight. He had mentioned he wants to take what he's given, but my golly, when you can rip off 10, 11, 9-yard runs by Elam, you don't really need to throw. Well, that's the end of the quarter.
Going to be the end of the first. It's 21-0 MU, and we're going to move down to the west end.
Well, can't do a whole lot better than 21 points in a quarter. And I'm sure when Scott gives us the stats here, it's not going to be pretty for the Bucks.
No, it's not. We after our initial 3-and-out possession, we've started on Covington's 40, 37, and 44, and each possession has resulted in touchdowns. Although one was a one-play pass, a 37-yard pass to Copeland on that tip TD, tip ball touchdown. But the last touchdown drive, we actually had 6 runs. So a nice, controlled possession by the Bulldog offensive line and running game. I remember years ago Frank Broyles used to call, he was the ex-coach of the Razorbacks, and he used to call games on national television, college games. And
he was great.
I loved Frank Broyles, and I learned so much just as a youngster watching the college games. He used to talk a lot about the block that sprung the run, or the things that happened off the screen. And one of the things that I remember him talking about was keys. And you can read keys if you're watching at home with the Bulldog offensive line. If they stand up, it's going to be a throw, no matter what else is happening. And when they fire out, it's going to be a run.
Mortar handed to Broomball, faked a reverse, and it looks like a gain of about 6 for Blake. 2nd and 4 from the 19-yard line.
And that was a call that Coach Pierce talked about, one of the trick plays he had planned for tonight. It was a fake reverse, and he thought that he could fool the defense into following the fake. That time it only resulted in 6 yards. But it's fun to watch keys. Watch the guards. When they pull for the Bulldogs, the offensive linemen, you can follow them because they're going to lead the ball into the hole. Watch 72 and 79.
Shotgun handed to Newmeyer.
There's 72, made the block
and
that
a great
sprung
block.
the run.
Nice block.
Broomball as well. Do you have that, Coach?
Yes, sir. Nice block by Broomball down the field.
Touchdown, Milton Union. 27-0, untouched.
I could have drove old Blue through that hole.
It might have died on the 3.
Nah, she'd have made it.
Was that Newmeyer running the ball
Yes,
there?
Yes, it was.
I was actually watching the blocking and thinking, boy, these guys are just knocking them down. I don't think he was touched on that run.
Snap down. Uh-oh. Nope, wide right.
I don't know if that got blocked.
He kicks better down here.
Yeah.
You notice that? I don't know what that is. Well, it's no good. It's 27-0. And there is 11:08 left. Running time at the OHSAA Mercy Rule level does not start until the second half. And so this is real football for 11 more minutes and could get a little rough.
Yep.
So 3 carries for Blake Newmeyer, 76 yards, 2 TDs. Elam's having another great night with his 6 carries and a touchdown, and then certainly the Copeland TD pass from Nate Mortar.
Yeah, if you get 27 points in a quarter and a half, you're going to probably have some pretty good offensive stats.
Well, it's interesting, though. Our drives have all started so deep in Covington territory that we haven't really rolled up a lot of yardage.
Total yardage isn't as much. All right, here's Mason to approach the football. Ooh. Down to about the 10. That's number 7, Jers with the football, and he's going to be tackled at the 22. And that's number 32, Jordan Foose, leading the charge for the red and white. I think the next time Mason makes one, we got to start a GRU chant, GRU.
That's right.
GRU. I need to get that going. I'll talk to my daughter and see if we can get that going.
Get the GRU chant going?
GRU.
They get the Mason chant going, so.
Yeah, they got the Mason chant.
So Covington's got to try to salvage something here. Jensen Wagner is a left-handed quarterback. Let's see if he can establish some runs, maybe throw the ball to Landon LaPointe. They haven't got a first down yet.
And Wagner's playing on a tough ankle.
Drops the throw, chased by Brown, cuts it up. Ooh, Lane Train got him up top.
So they had 2 people going deep there, LaPointe and Jarvis.
He took a shot.
Gain of 2. Holtgren was in there on the tackle as well.
Nice hit by Lane.
These dogs have a whole lot of kids coming back next year, don't they?
Yes, they do. And Coach Pierce will always tell you that these guys are weight room warriors. They love to lift weights.
Wagner takes a snap. He's going to cut it up. And on the quarterback draw, he's going to fall forward for positive yardage. Let's say a gain of 3. Looks like Jake Brown on the bottom of that pile. It's 3rd down and 4. Manageable here for Covington. Let's see if they can get their first down. Coach Austin Morgan signaling in the play. Sherman to the right of Jensen Wagner. He's got it. He's going to hand it. No, he's going to keep it. And he's going to fall down short of the first down, gain of 1, where it'll be 4th down and 3. So a read option play, and it didn't quite work. And Wagner back to punt again.
Does Wagner sell popcorn at halftime too, or do you think he goes into the locker room?
You know, let's see if he's in the band.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little low line drive, and Blake's going to pick it up with a 32, 45, 50, 45, 40, flag on the play. He broke a tackle, and he's gone, and it isn't going to count again. It's not going to count again. I don't know how frustrating that is to score a touchdown and not have it count, but again, another hold here at the 47-yard line.
Still an impressive run, though.
Oh, yeah.
You can, from this angle, you can definitely see the speed that Broomball has.
And this one's actually a block in the back. So 2 punt returns have been taken off the board by penalty. And for the first time in a while, MU's going to start in their own territory, but still at the 42-yard line.
So I'm sure this is a statistic Coach Pierce doesn't want to continue to see, but we have been penalized 235 yards year to date, averaging 40 yards a game in penalties.
Trips left, Mortar rolls left, throws, and incomplete. And not a good pass that time, and there he is, number 35 again, Jensen Wagner. Almost picked that one off. Second and 10.
Got off his feet there with the bad ankle.
So that's a tough throw to make, a right-handed quarterback rolling to his left, and that one got away from Nate.
Second down 10, 42-yard line. Again, trips left with Elam to the right. Elam's got it. And he's hit after a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. Let's make it 3rd down and 7 from the 45-yard line. Tackle by number 36, Connor Sindelar.
Yeah, we'll see if Moore's going to go up top.
Unger's going to split wide right. And again, trip set left. Shotgun. Mortar's got it. Drops. 38. Looks. He's throwing deep. And he is wide open. That's Broomball. Touchdown. Milton. Union. Not a soul around him, and I'm not sure how that happens.
And once again, though, nice play by Mortar looking downfield. Picked him out. He wasn't locked in on just one guy. Nice throw by Mortar, too.
How does number 8?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. I think that's the one guy you want to make sure
I would have a guy on it. Maybe 2.
Make sure we know where he's at.
All right, 33-0.
All right, Mason. Let's make this one.
Snap good, it's down, kick is up, and
There
kick
we go.
is good.
Well, Blake Broomball is very exciting. You know, he's run 2 punts back already tonight, had him for touchdowns, only to have penalties call him back, and that 58-yard touchdown reception is just another example of his incredible explosiveness on the field. He leads the Bulldogs this year with 26 receptions. He's caught almost 50% of Mortar's passes. He also is the leader of the team in total yards, an incredible all-purpose weapon for the Bulldogs. He averages over 174 total yards per game. He'd be over that mark right now if it wasn't for the called back punts.
Yes, he would.
He's touched the ball 68 times, rushing, receiving, coupled with punt and kickoff returns. And when he touches the ball, he averages over 15 yards per touch and leads the team in every category. He's an incredible all-purpose weapon and is the objective of every defensive coordinator to contain against the Bulldogs, except that last play.
You beat me to it. I was like, except for that play, because there wasn't anyone around.
That had to be a blown coverage. He was in the seam, and they had the 2 guys on each side of him covered, and he was wide open. And I'm sure Mortar was like, please let me get that ball to him.
Let it go. Mason lets it go. It's a spinner. It's 42. Schmelzer with the football. Cuts it up to the left, makes a good move, and breaks through all the way to the 36-yard line.
Just as a little info for you, Military Night was actually started in 2014.
Nice.
And last year was the first year they started honoring vets with the names on the backs of the jerseys. So a nice little touch, and a big shout out to the West Milton Fire Department for bringing the big flag out tonight
cool.
in the east end zone. So that was a nice touch tonight. So shout out to them for all they do.
Scott mentioned the weather that we've been blessed with, too, earlier today. It's just incredible.
Beautiful day today. Hopefully tomorrow.
Wagner's got it, rolling, steps back, and Jake Brown, Connor Yates.
Wagner about got split in two there.
Loss of 7, another sack for the defense. Just nowhere to throw the football in that quick out. Nobody's open, and you just had to eat it. So 2nd and 17. Play clock down to 10. Five. Wagner's got it. Quarterback draw. Hit by Holtgren first, and a bunch of dogs. It's a gain of 1. 3rd down, 16.
They just haven't had anywhere to go.
And not a lot of plays outside of Wagner carrying the ball. We're not seeing much of Isaiah Sherman, their running back. They've had one pass completion to Kirker, well, 2, one for 12 yards, one for just a yard.
Play clock at 4.
Timeout Covington. Just before the clock got to 0. 6:17. We're not halfway through quarter number 2. It's 34-0. Bulldogs.
On Military Appreciation Night. So Scott, got any military ties? We talked about my other grandpa, Stickle, who's a Milton grad. Played basketball here, track here, and he was in World War II in Europe.
Give a shout out to retired Colonel Richard Markley, my father-in-law, who's watching tonight. He was a base commander at the Ohio Air National Guard in Springfield. And my brother-in-law, Chip Richard Markley, also a retired veteran from the Ohio Air Guard in Springfield.
Very good.
And I'd like to mention I mentioned my one grandfather, Robert Ward, but my other grandfather, Dale Barnes, was Purple Heart recipient. So
good.
Where was a lot of military.
Where was he?
I'm going to have to walk through that one. I'm going to have to think about it.
Okay.
Give me some time.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, that's okay. 3rd down, Wagner back to throw. Under pressure, rolling left. He's going to throw it up for grabs, and it is incomplete. So again, the Bucks are going to have to punt. I think that's 6 straight punts.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
6 straight punts.
I think Collins and Broomball there, one of those guys could have picked it off, and I think they thought the other one was going to take it. Now,
not a first down.
Broomball has run 2 of these back.
They just keep kicking to him.
I'm not sure I would kick this one to him. I think I'd kick this one to the sideline.
Yeah. There's a snap. Wagner's got it. And again, it's going to roll and hit. And he's going to pick it up at the 30, but he's out of bounds right away at the 32-yard line. So let's say 35-yard line as they mark it. First down.
That was
Bulldogs.
That was a better punt.
Much better.
So I got a Vikings Troy Christian score. It is 14-0 Vikings at halftime.
And what has happened to Troy Christian?
Boy, it's like they sold out at the Milton game and
Yeah.
really have stumbled the last couple of weeks.
Oh, they were been shut out.
Yeah, they didn't score
They were
last
shut
week
out
either.
last week.
Mortar and shotgun. He's got the football, hands it to Elam, cuts it up, breaks a tackle, leaps a man, throws a man off, and falls at the 40. That's a hard power run for 5, 2nd and 5.
If you're watching that offensive line, that was Walter,
Amazing.
72, leading the charge in front of Elam. He was picking off bucks as he ran.
Shotgun. Elam cuts it up, gain of 7, and lays a hit.
Nice run by Elam. Falling forward, and 13 felt that one a little bit.
Brian Morrison gets credit for the tackle, and
Took the brunt of that one.
he's a 5'4", 125-pound junior playing safety.
I would say his ears are still ringing.
Yeah.
4:59 and counting, 34-0. If you're just joining us. Handed to Elam. And Elam gets another 6 yards.
Barely got that play off. That was 1 second left on the play clock.
2nd down and, well, let's make it 5. 2nd down and 5. And the Bulldogs are in plus territory now at the 49 of Covington.
4:30 to go in the second quarter. Clock running.
Broomball definitely has an advantage down here in this coverage.
Jordan Foose.
Nice run.
Nice strong run.
Gain of about 12 yards, I believe. It's 1st down, then 10 from the 36-yard line. Jordan got his first touch of the game.
Good to see him get a run. Get the sophomore some touches.
Broomball one-on-one down at the bottom of your screen. Foose
A little confusion.
lined up on the right. Comes in motion. Fake to him. Elam's got it. He cuts it up. He's untouched. He breaks a tackle, and he gains another 15 yards before tackled by Wagner. And they are just dominating up front.
Nice hit by Wagner. Another nice strong run by Elam. He's quick, but he's still strong. He runs strong.
He's so low to the ground.
He's a load.
I'm taller than he is, and I'm not very tall. See him in the hallway, I feel pretty good.
It's interesting. The Covington secondary is making all the tackles.
Yeah.
Their front 7 is just being bullied by the Bulldog offensive line.
Timeout, Milton Union. Again, not able to line up for whatever reason, and Coach Pierce is going to have to take a timeout.
He's not too happy about that one. Do you know what I'm happy about? I'm happy about trivia. So here we go. Trivia question number 2. If numbers hold, Milton's leading rusher could have less than 600 yards by the time the regular season is over. I'm not sure that's going to hold. When was the last time the Dogs were led in a season in rushing yardage by a player who ran for less than 600 yards, and who was it? And I'm going to give you two no chance of answering this.
Well, so here's my question. So we got a guy with less than 600 or potentially, but we're winning games.
Right.
Was this a team that wasn't very good?
I don't think they won that many games.
Yeah, okay. I don't know, Coach.
2001, Josh Osborne. He was a quarterback. Ran for 363 yards.
And that was the leading.
That was the leading rusher.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Now the best question I have is the last one, which we could, by the way, I'll tell you after this play.
Yeah.
I have a comment about last week.
That's Pickrell. Turns it up. 20. down at the 15-yard line, gain of 7 or 8. Matt's got his first touch of the game, number 5.
So when we were talking about eras, right, I kind of give you the 2000, what was your first year?
5.
Okay, so I give you the 05 to the present era.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the early 80s, late 80s, 90s guy. And then that puts Scott, anything before that is his era.
62 was the starting
so
point.
So Scott has
year.
1980 and later as his era.
Jordan's got it. That's Foose. Oh.
Nowhere to go. Nice hit by Wagner.
A little frustration from the quarterback, linebacker, punter, kicker.
Yeah, Wagner's just mad. He's got to sell popcorn at halftime.
Trombone probably, too.
Yeah.
3rd and 4.
He probably drove the bus here.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
That is really good.
Oh, man, we're losing it early. All right. Oh, a little quarterback draw action. Mortar. And that's number 36 on the tackle, but it's good enough for a first down. Connor Sindelar with the tackle. And Nate's got himself a first down and goal right at the 10.
Yeah, I thought it was better when he had 1 yard rushing for 1 touchdown. That kind of ruined that stat.
Yeah.
Well, with a 34-0 lead, this is one of those games where you want your starters to perform. You also want them to stay healthy.
Correct.
Right. It's that man Elam again, and this time he doesn't have much room to run. Looks like he gained 3, though, so it'll be second down and goal from the 7. Clock running, 1:20, 1:19.
Definitely want to punch one in here.
Elam's got 13 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown already in the first half. On pace to exceed last week's game. Of course, with the score 34-0, he may get some rest time in the second half.
Yeah, he's probably got maybe 1 possession in the second half.
Broomball's one-on-one out here with Christian Jers. Yep, here we
ball.
go. Jump ball time. And incomplete. Ooh.
Didn't throw it high enough for him.
It's a little higher.
Yep. It was there. Good call. Good call by Coach Pierce.
You know what we got coming up if we don't get this? This has got to be a field goal.
Could be a
Coach.
field goal.
Yeah. Let's get him 3 points.
But
I do like that call, though. I mean, we talked about that earlier. Let's kick some field goals and let Mason do it during the game and get ready for those last 2 games of the year when we're going to have to face Northridge and Riverside.
Now we got him Broomball split right one-on-one.
And we
delay a game.
We did not get it off. Coach Pierce is probably going to be a little frustrated with this series.
So now it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line.
It's 49.2 seconds to go.
And we have 1 timeout. 2 used earlier in the game. Brown one-on-one. Broomball one-on-one. Mortar's going to roll left. Looking. Throws. And incomplete. And here comes the field goal unit.
Little field goal time.
So what's the distance on this one?
13 back to the 20 on the snap, 30-yarder.
30-yarder.
Maybe a little bit more than that. No, it's right on the 30.
Yeah, looks like a 30-yarder.
Well, this would be fun.
Well, it's good to see. I mean, you got to be able to block for field goals, too. He's certainly got the leg and accuracy. He should be able to split the uprights.
Snap down, he hammers it, and it is good.
Oh, he had a lot of leg there.
Yep, that was a no-doubter.
You could have backed him up 10 more yards.
You think he could go 50?
He could go. He hit one the other day at 50.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I can't even hit my pitching wedge 50 yards
But
right now. I'm struggling hard.
That's at practice.
You know what? If you can just do that, boom. 37-0. Good kick by Mason.
And I know I mentioned, but I'm going to mention again. We got Jake.
How's it going?
Mr. Jake Finfrock's going to be joining us. I'm
Just
excited.
walked in the booth, actually.
Excited about interviewing Jake.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you, Jake, as a teacher, and Barnesy, you know this, as a teacher, when you think of a certain kid, you always kind of have your first initial thought when you think of a former student. And when I think of Jake, I always smile because Jake was fun. Jake was high energy, but he was always a good time. Enjoyed Jake in class a bunch. So looking forward to hearing some stories from Mr. Finfrock.
Here's a new father as well, yeah.
That's right.
Congratulations on
Baby
that.
girl. So we have all kinds of things to talk about.
So I'm going to hand the headset over to you in about 40 seconds.
Okay.
Go get some food. See my adoring fans down in the student section.
Yeah. Wade through all of your fans.
That's right. That might take some time. I do have a pen this week to sign some things if I need to.
There you go.
This is all untrue.
It's more the selfie generation,
Yeah,
right? They don't want
right.
autographs.
They just want pics.
They want a picture with you.
That's right. All right, Mason approaches, puts the ball in play, and he hits it pretty good. That's down to number 7, Christian Jers, who's at the 10. He's going to flip it to number 23, and that's our freshman. It was covered, Isaiah Sherman, and that is number 16, Connor Gibson, with another stick in special teams. He's had a great year there. So the reverse fooled no one, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Just 34 seconds left here before the half.
I attribute a lot of Gibson's open field tackles. He's a wrestler.
Oh, man, he gets
and
low.
I talked to him, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's kind of, he even told me he kind of thinks about that when he goes into an open field tackle.
Man, if I'm Covington, I'm just taking the knee and limping into the half,
Yeah.
but we'll see what they do here. 2 split. Wagner's got it. He's going to roll. Connor Yates is there, but he's tackled immediately. I can't see that number. It's Connor Gibson on a little corner blitz.
Nice. Good for Connor.
That's another sack, a loss of 6 more. 17 seconds and counting. I don't think they're going to snap the football. It'll be interesting to, after Jake's interview here, to hear the stats, because I bet they're close to negative yards. It's got to be close.
Yeah.
5 seconds till the half. It's 37-0 Milton Union in a blowout.
Come on over, Jake.
All righty.
Hey, appreciate you doing this.
Hey, no problem. No problem.
How was your week in Columbus?
It was good. It was a little bit stressful because I'm back in the classroom setting and I'm not used to that. So,
And so are you done, or you have to go back next week?
I got four more weeks
Oh,
left.
okay.
So yeah, I just started.
So are you driving over every day, or are you just staying there all week?
I'm staying there throughout the week and then coming back on
So
weekends.
for those of you who are listening, Jake just became a full-time firefighter for the City of Sydney, and you have to have your EMT. So he's in Columbus taking classes for the next month to get. I assume you get some sort of certification or whatever.
Yep. My EMT certification. Then I got to go do paramedic right after that. So
And how long's that?
that's a year long.
Ooh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's lengthy.
Gotcha. All right, so introduction here. Jake Finfrock, 2012 grad, and was also a football player, has numerous records here at Milton Union. He holds the MU record for single season rushing yardage, 1,636 yards in 2011. He ended his career as a second career rushing yards with 27-28. He's third on the list now. Holds the MU single-season all-purpose yardage record with 2,169. I'm sure Blake's going to challenge that at some point.
Yeah.
Ended his career as the number one on career all-purpose yards with 4,001 yards. Second on the list now. I don't know who's first. Do you know who's first?
I am not sure. Might be maybe Kenton Dickinson. I don't know.
Okay. Holds MU record for most rushing attempts in a season, 258. Holds MU record for most 100-yard rushing games in a season, 8 in 2011. Rushed for 282 yards in a single game versus Dixie. Remember that one?
I vaguely remember it. Yes.
86-yard touchdown run. And versus Tip, how many yards did you have versus Tip?
I think I had 291.
No, you're a little high.
A little high.
255.
255.
That's still
Okay.
pretty good,
you
though,
know.
with an 82-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
Twice all-time SWBL running back, 2010, 2011, and in 2011 was the SWBL Offensive Back of the Year. That was a lot. That's a pretty good career, dude.
Yeah, I didn't really know all that.
And there you go. That's courtesy of Doc Ginn, of course.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So Jake, let's talk. I want to talk a little more now. Jake's married, just had a baby girl last week, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And her name is?
Her name is Charlotte Grace Finfrock.
Very good. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm sure family's excited about that. So you graduated in 2012 and joined the Marine Corps. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So graduated, like you said, 2012, and about 2 weeks after graduation, I left for Parris Island for boot camp.
And let me just say this before. When I first had Jake in class, the one thing I remember very clearly is the first time I walked by him in class, on his folder, he had a huge Marine Corps emblem that he had hand-drawn on this folder.
Yeah.
And all he ever wanted to do was be a Marine.
Yep.
And 2 weeks after high school, off you went. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, so kind of going back to when I was actually really young, probably second grade, that's when I decided I wanted to be a Marine. So I kind of stuck with that throughout my life, and right after high school went to Parris Island. It was definitely hot, a new experience. I was there for the months of June, July, August, and a little bit of September.
A little warm down there.
It was a little warm. I was already used to getting yelled at a lot, though, so I didn't have to get used to that, because I'd get yelled at by Coach A on the football field and then by my dad when I got home. So
there you go.
Yeah. So
when you got done with basic, and then so how did the sniper stuff happen?
So I got done with basic training, or boot camp in the Marine Corps. Went to my infantry school. I started off as an 0311, which is a basic rifleman. I had an opportunity to go over to try out for a recon platoon, and I was misinformed at the time, and I did not pursue that, and I kind of regretted that. So as soon as I got to the fleet, I noticed that my unit was running an indoctrination course for Scout Sniper Platoon. So I took a 2-week indoc course is what we call it, 2-week tryout to get in the sniper platoon. I made it, and then from there I became a PIG, which stands for Professionally Instructed Gunman. And then once you go through sniper school and you become a school-trained scout sniper, you become a HOG, which is Hunter of Gunmen. So
very cool.
I was a PIG for 2 years. I was a PIG throughout my entire first deployment.
Where was that?
So that was the 22nd MEU. I did that on the USS Baton, and we kind of went all over. We were getting flown every which way. It was a very busy time in that part of history, because ISIS was just getting big. So we were kept on our toes for a while. But it was kind of funny. I was in the middle of the ocean on a big boat, and one of the guys I ran into was also from West Milton.
Really?
And, yep, he was in the recon platoon. He was their SARC. I don't know if you remember Brad Jones.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was a small world.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a good deployment. We just kept getting extended, and
how long were you out?
It was supposed to be a seven-month deployment, and we ended up being out for a little over 11 months. So
like you never back in the U.S. You guys were all over the place for 11 months.
Yep, never back in the U.S. But it was a good experience. I got to see a lot. I got to kind of mature a little bit. I got a new perspective of the world and just how things are. So what sort of things did you have to do to become? So first off, did you shoot a lot when you were a kid? I did. Yep. I would go. During the summer, since my dad was a football coach at Covington, I would go with him in the mornings. He'd drop me off at my grandparents' farm, and I would run around the farm all day shooting 22s and shotguns and stuff. So I kind of grew up shooting a little bit.
Right.
So
when you went to do the Scout Sniper, what kind of things did you have to do to get in?
To get in. So it was a lot of physical to get in the platoon. 2 weeks. We spent a week in the class, kind of learning the history of Scout Snipers. And
did you talk about Vasily Zaitsev?
Vasily Zaitsev, Simo Haya. I actually the White Death. He was Norwegian, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of learned the history of sniping, and then after that we went out to a place called the Gizra, is what we call it. It's the Greater Sandy Run area, and if you know, you know. That's where snipers and recon guys go out to suffer. So we spent a week out there in basically a swampy jungle, just getting physically exhausted. I'll say that. So
that part wasn't about really shooting. It was just about surviving out there.
Yep. So that was just about showing that you're physically and mentally capable of.
So how many guys started on that trip?
So for the tryout,
right.
There was probably around 20 kids that started, and only 4 of us got invited to join the platoon. And then when I actually went through sniper school, we started with a class of 32. When we graduated, 10.
Okay, so when you went to the swamp, how many guys dropped out of the swamp?
A good bit dropped out the first couple days because they realized it just wasn't for them.
Right.
It was a little cold out, a little rainy, a little wet. That's just something you got to deal with.
Deal with it, right?
Yep. Especially, being a sniper, that's what you're going to be doing, laying in the uncomfortable conditions. So.
Right. Okay. So then once you graduated, and then went on your deployment, and then so you were in the Marines for 4 years.
Yep.
And then you got out. When you got out, how long were you out?
So kind of going back to my first and my second deployment, I worked.
Where was your second deployment?
Second deployment, I ran quick QRF missions out of Spain, Maroon, Spain. So we were that was kind of European deployment. We were kind of just hanging out there, and if they needed us over there in Africa, they'd give us a call. We were doing QRF stuff out of there.
So when they would call you out, like how long would you be gone? Like a couple days, or would you be gone for?
Yeah, a couple days. We were so there was 6 of us snipers that were attached to a platoon that was actually running the QRF mission. We were just kind of a support asset. So if it depended on the mission, honestly. So if it was a quick grab and go, then it would be just real quick land, get our guys out and get out of there. But if it was a vehicle recovery or whatever, it would take a little bit longer. So.
Did you jump out of planes, or?
I did. Yep. So that was in the Army. I went through. So basically, in the Marine Corps, I worked with Green Berets. I decided that is something that I wanted to pursue. So I finished out my 4-year contract in the Marine Corps, got out. I heard a little rumor that the National Guard actually offered that type of training, and it was flexible, so you could be as busy as you wanted or as kind of laid back as you can be. So I was like, I think that's a good route for me because I wanted to have a family. I wanted to get married and stuff. So got out. I was out of the military for about 2 weeks. Got sworn back in.
Wait. So you were out for 2 weeks?
Yep, out for 2 weeks. Got sworn back into the Ohio National Guard and went directly over to the 219 Special Forces Group training team. And there I spent a year kind of getting ready for assessment and selection.
So where was that?
That was in that unit's in Columbus.
Okay.
So, yep.
So how often would you go over there and train?
Once a month. Once a month we would do team building events that weren't so comfortable. Lots of heavy packs on your back and lots of running.
Right.
So trying to just get you ready for the rigors of assessment and selection down in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So it's been about a year on the training team.
So how much would you train on your own?
I would train a lot.
Like every day? You run every day?
There's a few people that probably might have seen me running through the streets of West Milton with a backpack on my back. I'm just trying to stay in shape and get stronger.
Okay, so you trained for a year and then go ahead.
Yep, trained for a year, then went down to assessment and selection. down in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That was a 3-week-long selection course. It was pretty physical. It also, you had to do a lot of thinking. There was tests involved, so I was nervous about those more than the physical aspect because, as you know how it was in class.
So you had classroom stuff and you had stuff out in the field.
Yeah, yep. So it was pretty physical, not a lot of sleep, a lot of go, you know, how you kind of expect SF guys would have to be assessed and selected. So went through 3 weeks of that. We finished off with a 30-mile walk with a 85-pound pack on your back through sand hills. That was probably one of the worst things I've ever done.
So how many guys dropped out from that?
So I will say this, and I'm proud to say this about the guys that I went through. Not a lot of guys dropped out of that because it takes a lot to go down there.
Sure.
So they didn't drop out of it. Just some were unfortunately not selected.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But everybody did really well. I was really proud of like the group of guys that I got to go through with. But finished that up. I got selected. I was pretty happy about that. Moved back to Ohio, went back to my unit, and from there they sent me. I was supposed to go to jump school about a month and a half after that and give myself time to recover physically from
your 3 weeks.
Yeah, my 3 weeks of torture. But they actually, a spot opened up a week later, and they asked if I wanted to go, and me being me, I was like, might as well. So I went down there, and I was pretty sore, but I got jump qualified.
How many jumps did you have to do?
Just 5. It's just 5 jumps to
just 5.
Just 5, yeah.
Just 5. So how was it? Is that the first time you ever jumped out of a plane?
That was, yep.
So how was the very first time you ever jumped out of a plane?
I was shaking. I'm afraid of heights. So I remember my first jump very clearly. I was the first one to jump in my stick, so I was the one looking out the door while the jet or the plane was flying quickly over the trees.
And was it a static line?
It was static line. Yep. Okay. It was a static line jump. Later on in my career, I did free fall stuff. So
how do you feel about jumping out of planes now?
It's still scary. I'd probably rather do free fall rather than a static line because if something does go wrong, you got a little bit more time to fix the problem. But it's scary. But I
learned to handle it.
Yeah, I learned to handle it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So I was able to do that. But I went through a 2.5-year long qualification course to become a Green Beret, and then 6 months of language training after that. So I went through 6 months of French class in a tiny little box with no windows and 4 other guys and a nice lady from Africa who barely spoke English and was pretty mean. So
So did she hit your knuckles with a ruler or anything like that?
I think she wanted to. I think she wanted to.
And how long were your sessions with her?
They were 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
You sat in a room for 8 hours with her?
Yep. 8 hours a day.
Doing French.
Yep. Trying to do French. Yeah.
Right. So how's your French now?
It's I've kind of let that skill go a little bit. Yeah. I can speak it a little bit, but as fluently as I once was able to, not so much. But
okay.
But then,
all right. So go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. But yeah. So after French class, we graduated totally from the Q course, and then directly after that, I gave it a shot. I went through combat pre-dive. I kind of injured myself doing that, so I decided to pull myself out of that course in order to go to free fall school.
What's pre-dive?
Pre-dive is the prerequisite that you have to pass in order to go down to combat diver school in Florida. So
what you got hurt?
Yeah, we did. It was a pretty rush class. The third group, dive locker, heard that a lot of Q course guys wanted to do dive, so they set up a course for us, but we had a Thanksgiving kind of right in the middle of it. So I spent all day in the pool. It's extremely physical. That was by far the hardest thing I've ever done. then I spent 8 hours in a truck to go spend Thanksgiving with my family, then 8 hours back the next day to make it back for class. So I was sitting for 16 hours in my truck, my hips locked up, and then I gave myself sciatica, essentially. So.
Gotcha. All right, so you go to jump school?
Yep, then I went down to Yuma, Arizona for free fall school. That was definitely an experience. I had a really good time down there. We got our weekends off, so me and some buddies made our way to the Grand Canyon. We actually ended up going six hours in the wrong direction. So that was definitely an experience. I was mad at the guy that was running the GPS on that one,
right.
but it was a good experience. First time jumping out of a plane at, I believe it was 15,000 feet, somewhere around there. Was a little bit different of experience. The best way I could describe it is you're jumping into a painting. Because you don't really have the notion of how fast you're going in that plane,
right.
and you're looking at a very broad picture of the ground. So then it's fall out, there's a rush of wind, and before you know it, you're flying. So
okay. So how long did you free fall?
So it kind of just depended on the type of jump we were doing. Some of them were hop and pops, which is you jump out and you pull after a couple seconds, and the other ones you would fall for about a minute and a half.
Really? Okay.
2 minutes. So, and you have to do certain things in the air in order to pass your tests.
Like give me an example of something.
So you got to do a turn to your left, a turn to your right. You got to go touch the instructor's hands. Then you got to put yourself into a kind of having a brain fart here on what it's called, but you basically make yourself into a human missile and
right.
launch yourself through the. It's called tracking. Launch yourself through the air, which is. It's easier when you don't have all the gear and packs and guns strapped to you, but once you start putting that stuff on, it gets a little bit more difficult.
Right.
But I would never jump out of the plane deep enough, so every time I caught the wind, it would make me do a backflip, which the first time that happened scared me a little bit.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But I finally got the hang of it and was able to pass that school. And then I moved back home to Ohio for good. So now I'm on an ODA there in Columbus still.
Right.
So
you're officially a Green Beret?
Officially a Green Beret. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And then so you could just get called and you're out.
That could happen depending on the situation right now. But so I'm kind of taking a knee with the new baby,
right.
the new wife,
Sure.
the new job and everything.
Right.
My team actually is not in the United States right now, so I'm kind of bummed out about that. But I also understand I got
responsibilities.
Exactly. But they're doing good. I miss them, but they're doing their job right now, which I'm proud of them. So
can't tell me where they are, can you?
No.
Thought I'd try.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay.
But
well, hey, I really appreciate. We're gonna have to talk some more.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, I got.
I'm sure you got a lot more. We can talk. We could have talked for hours probably. But,
yeah.
How much time we got here?
Got about 6 minutes, maybe. The clock's not running, but
so the toughest thing you had to do. If you look back at all the training, what was the toughest thing you did?
The definitely by far the toughest thing I had to do was the combat pre-dive. That was not only physically exhausting, it was mentally exhausting, and you just I fancy myself a decent swimmer, but it's not really about swimming. It's about how well you can handle being underwater for long periods of time.
And not freaking out.
Staying calm. So I trained for quite a bit of time for that. I think I could have at least finished pre-dive if I didn't get my little back issues. But that was by far the most physically demanding, physically challenging thing I had to do. A lot of people kind of ask me to compare, like, oh, what's harder, Scout Sniper or Green Beret? And I always tell them it's hard in different ways.
Right.
Scout Sniper School was very fast-paced. You're only there for 3 months compared to 2.5 years down at the Q course. So Sniper School was definitely very demanding, and I have a lot of pride in being a scout sniper and being able to be a part of that community. It's an extremely small community. It's hard to get into, and once you're in it, you got brothers all over. So, but then same goes for being a Green Beret. I love being able to say that I'm a part of that community, that group of guys that sacrifice a lot to do their job and be away from their families and stuff. So I'm proud of that. And I would say the toughest part of that training for me was probably SUT, which is our small unit tactics school, and that's probably going to be the answer you get from anybody that went through the Q course. It's a very physically demanding. It's a 6-week school. You're in the woods, no sleep, not a lot of food. And then directly after that, you go through SEER school, which is your survive, escape, resist, and evade. That's where they stuff you in little boxes for a long period of time. You don't eat for about 2 weeks, and they hit you. But that was definitely an experience. That was definitely an experience.
All right. Well, hey, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud Bulldogs. Proud of you and everything you've done. Appreciate everything you've done.
I'm proud to be a Bulldog.
That's right. Thanks for coming out. We're going to talk again, buddy.
Sounds good.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So thanks, Jake.
No
Take
problem.
care of that baby.
Will do. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Jake Finfrock, 2012 grad, Marine Scout Sniper, and Green Beret. That's pretty stinking impressive.
It's a great interview and a great recruiting interview.
Yeah. And I'm sure we've only hit the tip of the iceberg of all the things that guy's done. What is he, 28, 29?
It's unbelievable. Great American.
So thanks to Jake for coming up and spending some time with us. All right, all yours, Scott. I'm sorry, I probably took
No,
one.
it's no worries.
We got
First
time.
half stats, rushing for the Bulldogs. Blake Newmeyer has 3 attempts, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Two big touchdown runs, 37 and 30 yards. Michael Elam, 13 attempts, 79 yards, and a TD. Broomballs had 2 touches for 12. Nate Mortar, 3 carries for 13. Foose, 2 carries for 12 yards, and Pickerel, 1 for 8. 24 attempts, 200 yards rushing for the Bulldogs, 4 rushing touchdowns. We're averaging 8.3 yards every time we carry the ball. Mortar's only 2 for 6 for 95 yards, but those 95 yards, or those 2 completions, I should say, were 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Broomball for 58 yards, 1 to Copeland for 37. Total at 295 yards for the Bulldogs on offense. 5 drives for touchdowns, 1 for field goal, resulting in 37 total points. Out of the 7 possessions we had, we scored 6 times with the ball. Covington, not much to report. Jensen Wagner, their quarterback, 10 carries, 6 yards. Isaiah Sherman, 1 for 2. Kirker, 2 for 3, 13 attempts, 11 yards rushing. No first downs, 24 total yards, 6 punts. Wagner's thrown twice for 13 yards, both caught by Kirker. I guess if there is a black eye to the Bulldog, 37-point performances that they had 2 punt returns called back for penalties. 3 penalties resulting in minus 35 yards, but it took 2 TDs off the board.
All right, we're ready for second half action here, and Mason approaches the football, puts it in play. That's again number 7, Jers with the football, 10, and he's going to run sideways. He's going to keep it this time. 20, 25, 30. Oh, he broke it. 45, 40, and Mason forces him out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So they fake the reverse and brought the ball all the way to the 35.
So when you're a 1-5 team and you've had 37 unanswered points scored on you and no first downs, to be able to come out and have some fun, to just tell your team in the bus, let's start at 0-0 and go have fun, and then run that kickoff back almost 60 yards, that's got to be a nice shot in the arm for the Covington Bucks.
And we are under running time here in the Mercy Roll. 37-0. Little confusion here.
By the way, after talking to Jake for that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I feel like I haven't done anything with my life.
I'm glad I didn't hear any of it. I'll listen to it later.
Yeah, well, It's pretty stinking impressive, all the things that guy's done.
Oh, my goodness.
All the things that guy's done by 28 or 29.
Wagner takes the snap, and he hands to the freshman, number 23, Sherman. And that's a good run for Isaiah. Gain of 6, second down and 4 at the MU 29-yard line. And the Bucks have a player down. Looks like number 57, Ricky Steven, 5'11", 230-pound senior.
So from a stat perspective, I guess, is that a tackle by Mason, or is that just a push out of bounds?
That's a tackle,
No, that's
baby.
a tackle.
Is that a tackle?
That's a tackle.
Hey, career tackles for Mason Grudich, 2.
So as we take a break for an injured player, take a look at the Three Rivers Conference tonight. The Bulldogs and Northridge are both tied at 3-0 coming into the night as the league leaders. Northridge is winning 13-0 over Bethel, so that'll take them to 4-0. Milton will go 4-0. Riverside is beating Lehman Catholic 24-7, so that'll keep them at 2-1 and in the hunt. Their only loss is to Northridge, so their only hope is that the Bulldogs can beat the Polar Bears, and then that would set up an opportunity for Riverside to play Milton the last game of the year for a piece of the championship.
Yeah, those last 2 weeks for us are going to be huge.
Troy Christian, after the Bulldog game, has fallen on some hard times. They're losing tonight to Miami East. Bethel, again, is losing to Northridge. Covington, obviously, is losing. And then Lehman Catholic getting beat by Riverside. So, really, it's a 3-team race. Milton and Northridge will remain undefeated in the league, with Riverside going to 3-1 and hoping for a Bulldog victory over Northridge. The only shot Riverside has, if they can continue to win the next couple of weeks, is for Northridge, for us to beat Northridge and then them to beat us.
That's right. All right, Wagner back in shotgun. He's got it. Goes a quick slant, and it's incomplete. Picker on the coverage. Pass intended for Landon LaPointe, number 4.
That's the first we've seen that quick slant, and it was there.
Yep, it was. He was open.
3rd down and 4 from the 29. And again, Covington looking for their first down of the football game.
And for sure 4-down territory here.
Wagner's got it, he throws, and the receiver fell down. Again, that was for LaPointe. And it's incomplete, bringing up 4th down and 4.
Let's see what the Bucks come up with on their 4th down play here.
It's the clock again is still running, 9:50 and counting here in the 3rd quarter action. Play clock down to 10. Wagner's got it. He rolls to his left. Under pressure, throws, and it's caught, I believe. Yes, it is. That's number 7, Christian Jers. That's a 1st down.
The first down of the night.
Tackled by Matt Pickerel. So Covington has a 1st down at the 24-yard line.
A little more morale boost for Covington.
Sherman to the left of Wagner. He's got it. Hands to Sherman. Cuts it up. No, there's nothing there. Looked like number 51, Zeb Hines, in on the play. 2nd down and 10, no gain.
Well, let's see if they come back to the formation over here. Watch number 4, LaPointe, down here at the bottom of the screen. That slant pass worked well for them on the other side of the field. It just, he missed it. Let's see if they come back to it on this side of the field. LaPointe's at the bottom of the screen.
Snap, drop.
There it is.
Quick throw, slant,
Yep,
caught.
You called it.
And good catch by LaPointe. Broomball with the tackle. A gain of 5 makes it 3rd and 5 from about the 17. Let's make it a gain of 7. So 3rd and 3 from the 16-yard line.
So that's an offensive formation that's creating that slant. We're not putting anyone in that space. And if they can continue, Wagner can continue to read that, that slant is going to be there for them until we adjust defensively. 3rd and a couple.
Again, 4-down territory for the Bucks. Like, oh, big-time blitz. Oh, jailbreak. Connor Gibson there. Also Peyton Nichols there.
I think he turned right into Peyton.
And a loss of 5 is going to make it 4th down and 8 from the 21. He had no chance. Little A-gap blitz and boom.
It becomes a matter of pride for this Bulldog defense. They've had 2 shutouts this year. They're holding their opponents to 11 points per game. If they can keep Covington out of the end zone, that'll go to single digits after tonight.
Play clock died. Did we get a timeout? We did get a timeout. So the Bucks just beat the play clock. Call a timeout here. 6:45 left.
Got some scores for you. Springfield, who's having a great year, 17-0 over Fairmont. Moeller over LaSalle, which is always a big game, 28-14. Never mind. Scratch those scores. Let me try that again. I lied.
They sounded good.
Yeah, they did. Problem is, we're in September. So if you're curious about some scores from September, those are it. Trying to find scores for us.
Only 11 Mondays till Christmas, by the way, for those of you counting.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
They're going to line up for a field goal.
Oh, my. All right, now, I saw this kid kicking earlier. This is a 35-yarder, and I just did not see that earlier. But this is number 76, Ryan Rohr.
Lose the toe, grows
toe.
Straight.
Oh, it's blocked. And it is going to be Bulldog football. That was the lane train. Number 73 got up off the rails and knocked it down.
By the way, when I think of the straight-on kicker, Mark Mosley comes to mind. Remember Mark Mosley?
I do.
From the Redskins?
I do. But my favorite straight-on kicker of all time from the college level was Rich Spangler for Ohio State.
Okay.
Richie Rich.
So Lou Groza for the Cleveland Browns. That's really way back.
Yep.
George Blanda.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Dempsey did it with half a foot.
Tom Dempsey.
Yep.
Had the NFL record,
Had the record for a long
62
time.
yards, which was just broken again Sunday.
Justin Tucker.
2 backs. It's Elam. Gain of 7. 2nd down, 3.
Okay, we am going to have some scores now from actually tonight.
That tackle was Jake Dilly, number 50.
Twin Valley South over Dixie, 12-7.
Fake handed to Foose. Foose is going on a counter. He's got a 1st down. Counter play to Jordan, and he's got it all the way to the 36. 1st down 10, MU.
Man, Foose is an elusive runner. You know, you just don't call his name often, but he's got 3 touches tonight for 20 yards.
And he's only a sophomore.
Almost a 7-yard per run average for Foose.
Man, we are young in some skill positions, aren't we? And the line's young, too.
Not much there.
That was Elam for a gain of 1.
Xenia is beating Butler 33-14 at half. Wyoming, who's in our region, 6-0 over Taylor in the third quarter.
All right. Yeah, so they're good.
5 minutes left. Second down, 7. Michael ran for 3. Broomball, oh no, it's Pickerel in motion. Kicks it up,
Nice
45, 50, cuts back and gets tackled by number 42, Trey Schmelzer. But a gain good enough for a first down into Covington territory at the 47.
Nice run by Pickerel. Miami East 20, Troy Christian 7 in the third quarter. Good to see Pickerel get a couple carries.
Did you give Oakwood score, Coach?
No, I did not.
Oakwood 14-13 over Waynesville second quarter, courtesy of Eric Galentine,
Very
JV
good.
golf coach
Extraordinaire.
extraordinaire. I think that's handed to Foose. Nope, that's Elam again. Gain of 5 or 6. How many touches Michael have, Scott? Seems like a lot.
15 carries on the night.
Got another score here for you. Morgantown 18, Musselman 7.
Pickle 49, Greenville nothing. Got that one?
Nope.
And Springfield, did you give that one? 19
Yeah.
nothing? Yes. Okay. 3:34 and counting. This is Jordan Foose, 40. Breaks a tackle, 35-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a first down.
And you watch number 79, Jake Brown, pull into that hole and just clear the way for Foose. Give a lot of credit to our offensive line, especially the guard play tonight by 72 Walters and 79 Jake Brown.
Yeah.
These guys are just blowing holes open. And it takes a lot of agility and skill to pull and lead that back. And our backs are very disciplined. You watch these guys running the ball. They're waiting on that guard. They've even got their hand on their back
Yep,
and
they're
many,
patient.
many times.
They're
And
patient.
that's just the discipline that comes from great coaching.
Snap handed to Elam, cuts it up, and is tackled after a gain of 5 or 6 all the way to the 30.
Coach got one for your area, your old area, I should say.
Yeah.
Bath 17, Defiant 6.
Okay. Lima Bath.
And you had,
Parents live in Bath School District.
there you go. That's for them. And you have, I'll wait till after this play.
The single coverage down here at the bottom of the screen.
That's Brett Unger split all the way down to the 30. All right, we got a little jet sweep. I think that's Broomball.
Yep.
20. No, it's not. It's Pickerel.
They're going to get a hold on number 3 for the Bulldogs. Practically hit him with the flag.
It'll be a spot foul, so it'll be interesting to see how many yards will be left if they have enough for the first. Probably not. Let's see where they mark it to. Good run by Matt there.
Yeah, it was. We have Tip City 24-0 over Troy in the third quarter.
All right.
And you have Buckeye 57, Normandy 6. You can throw out the record books when those two get together.
Just 1:20 left in the third quarter with that continuous clock.
Yeah, it's just so fast. Be an early pizza night for me.
That's right.
Snap handed to Foose. Got a first down.
Oh, he
Fumble the
fumbled it.
football. It's loose. It's still loose. And it's a battle for it. We've got all kinds of orange little hankies. And it looks like that Milton Union has recovered the football, and they have. It's the quarterback comes out with it.
The Covington kid needed to fall on it, and he tried to pick it up.
Pick it up. So almost a turnover there. And Nate Mortar recovered. It was loose. Fumbled a number of times. 35 seconds left in a lightning quick
This will be the last play of
third
the third
quarter.
quarter.
Snap. Elam. And he goes all the way down to the 15-yard line, gain of 8.
That should push him over 100 on the night.
Nice little wiggle there once he cut it up.
And that brings up the end of the third quarter of play this evening.
So that's the end of the third quarter. It's a scoreless quarter. Both teams had the football once. Covington had it to start after a great kickoff return. And MU stopped them on a blocked field goal attempt. And then MU has had the ball the entire rest of the quarter.
So Coach Pierce has got to like this. This possession is a 9-play possession. We've still got the ball. This is one of those grinded out, offensive line, dominate the point of attack and move the ball down the field. And just before that, we had 12 plays that went 60 yards that resulted in Mason's field goal that he made right at the end of the half. So these have been really nice possessions. Coach Pierce has got to feel good about it. I mean, certainly you don't like to see plays get called back for holding. We had a fumble. Those kind of things, though, happen in these long possessions. You got to be able to work these things out and get your team prepared to maintain possession in long drives. Northridge puts a lot of points on the board. And the way to avoid getting in a track meet is to be able to maintain possession of the ball. And Coach Pierce is showing his team this is how that happens. You dominate the point of attack. His offensive line's playing well. I mean, granted, these guys have got to be winded. It's been, a pretty sticky evening tonight, but they're still grinding away on the O-line. Give them a lot of credit. Elam's, if somebody's going to buy a pizza tonight, it ought to be Elam for the offensive line. He's going to go back-to-back games with over 100 yards.
That's right. Clock running. Snap handed to Elam. Shocker. He's going to fall forward for a first down. It'll be first and 10 from the 11.
Got an update on the Miami East Troy Christian. It is at the end of 3. It is Miami East 20, Troy Christian 14.
It would be a huge win for East after last week.
The Eagles,
because they look defeated.
The Eagles are coming back. It was 14-0 at one time.
Keegan Crow into the game. Split wide right. Fake to Elam, handed to Foose. He cuts it all the way up to the 1-yard line. The officials give the signal for a first down. It'll be first down and goal. Jordan got 10.
You know what I smell here, Coach?
A touchdown?
Quarterback,
a sneak?
Quarterback keeper.
No. Who's 25? Trey Kaiser.
Oh, maybe a Trey Kaiser handoff here.
Yeah, I think Trey Kaiser's going to get himself a touchdown here.
That's right.
Maybe.
Ex-Covington guy. Better snap it.
I think we got to call timeout again.
Some confusion there. We had a late runner, number 2, coming onto the field.
Keegan Crow. He was on the field, and then he came off the field, then he got back on the field.
All right.
Not a good look. All right, it's fine.
Last trivia question.
All right. You said this is the best one, too, didn't you?
Get ready, Scott. Some of this falls in
it's his era.
Your era. Okay.
1943.
Since 1940. Since 1940.
I'm all over that.
Which decade has produced the most victories for Milton? Was it the 60s, the 70s, or the 2010s?
Well, I played in the 70s. I would want it to be the 70s, but I doubt that it is.
So what do you think? Thinking 60s or 2010s?
10s.
70s.
And the winner is Milton won 59 games during the 2010s. They won 72 games during the 70s.
Yes.
And they won 74 games during the 60s.
Oh, bummer. That's okay.
So the 60s by 2 games.
That's a good question. It's 25 for a touchdown. That's Trey Kaiser, 5'8", 160. his first touch of the year, I believe, as far as varsity action is concerned. Maybe he played a little in the JV stuff. I don't know, but he's got a touchdown.
Good for him. You know, first Foose carried the ball 6 times tonight for 42 yards. I'd like to see him get one punched in. He's just been a sneaky runner, but those are some serious yards on just 6 carries. Elam will be over 100 for sure.
The kick is up and good. 44-0. 10-17 left here. Fourth quarter action.
Twelve plays, 75 yards unofficially for a score. That's got to please Coach Pierce.
Yep. Like you said, nice smash mouth football. Elam getting a lot of touches. Foose getting a lot of touches. Good for Kaiser to get a touchdown.
So what's the deal for next week? Do we know anything yet? It's too early, isn't it?
At Ridge? Or no?
No, we're at
Bethel.
we're at the Bees.
I gotta think they're gonna have room for us. It's probably gonna be an audio broadcast. Would be if I was a betting man.
Right.
But I think their press box, they'll have room for us somewhere.
Michael Elam, 110 yards unofficially on the night, 18 carries, 6.1 yards per carry. Another great night for Elam, coming off 153 yards in last week's performance. And that'll put him well over 200 and almost 350 yards for the season.
There are a lot of weapons out there. I mean, we had one game where Matt Pickrell had a really big game. Cooper's had big games.
Yep.
I mean, I would hate to try to plan for these guys.
That's what good teams do. They got lots of people that can hurt you.
Interesting, we haven't seen much of Newmeyer, though, since those 3 carries, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns early. 2 big runs, 37, 30 yards, and then he's really been kept on the bench.
Yeah.
Christian Jers brought that back for Covington. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 25.
Good kick by Mason. And like you said, Coach, for some reason he kicks further, kicking to the.
I don't know. That was just an observation.
I think you're right, though.
Looks like the first team defense is still in for one more series. Man, and you just got to hand it to Jensen Wagner. What a tough kid. He's out there again. Got the snap. He's going to hand it off and hit immediately. That was number 15, Mason Saunders, carrying the football, 5'10" sophomore. Carter Berner was in on the tackle, number 6.
So let's watch these 2 number 7s down here at the bottom of the screen. That's Jarvis for the Bucks and number 7, Collins for the Bulldogs. Let's see if they try to work that slant. Now they're going to position LaPointe at the bottom of the screen.
They were pretty successful earlier with it.
Let's see if Collins wants to jump that slant. Oh, we're going to.
There it was.
They did it at the other side, number 37 for the Bulldogs tonight. That's Waits.
Yes.
He got in the middle of that slant at the bottom of the screen, so they went the other direction. But you can see now this cat and mouse with the defense and the Covington offense trying to make something happen tonight.
That was Connor Gibson with the tackle, number 16. It's 3rd down and 3 from the 32.
Nice catch by Christian Jarris, too. Held on to it. He got hit.
Snap. And the blitz is on. He broke it. And he's going to fight his way through. And he's to the 45-50. Stiff arm, 45-40. And Collins is going to hold on. He's still up and running. What a tough run. My goodness. That's Jensen Wagner. You can't question this kid's heart.
Handing out some punishment on that run.
We've seen some physical football, but that's got to be about the best rushing run that we've seen on either side of the ball. I mean, that was all on his own.
Yep.
There was nothing there. And the next thing you know, he's pounding through the line. That was a willed run by Wagner.
We had a couple hands on him, too, in the backfield. I'll give Covington credit. They're still hitting, and they're still playing hard.
I agree. There's no quit in that team.
Jesse Kurtz has entered the lineup for Milton, taking the place of Jake Brown. Wagner, he's going to hand immediately to number 23, Sherman, and Peyton Nichols hit him first. Loss of 1, second down and 11. 7:05 and counting here at the stadium. Milton looking to go to 6-1.
The running clock certainly makes it go by fast.
It's not even 9 o'clock. Wagner and Sherman in the backfield. Wagner's got it. Under intense pressure. Lane can't quite get him. Thwaites can't get him. But Zeb Hines does get him after a gain of, let's say, 5 or 6, all the way down to the 30. Third down and 5.
He's a little more elusive. He moves pretty well for a big guy.
Got a bad ankle, too.
Yeah.
Well, he's just been battered tonight, and he just keeps coming at it.
Yep.
Give him a lot of credit. Hopefully Covington can get it together. You see that kind of character in players, and you hope that rubs off on the students that come out to play in the future.
Yeah, Covington has a pretty long tradition of good football.
They'll be back.
They'll be back for sure.
Sure they will.
That's the way it works.
I mean, they've got a lot of seniors at key positions, so they're going to be young next year, but it's a matter of time. Wagner's got it. We got a full-out blitz. Steps and throws, and it's incomplete. And how he got the ball that far down the field is amazing to me.
Wagner, he took a shot, too. He hung in there.
Did you see his lineman run back to help him up? I mean, that says a lot, too. 4th and 5, 5 minutes left, clock running. Timeout, Covington.
I think you could probably call that pizza in. It'll be ready here by the time we're done.
Yeah. Well, once again, gentlemen, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in the booth with you guys.
I look forward to Friday nights a lot now.
And, of course, as always, a big shout-out to Tom Beck for setting everything up, the picture quality. And, of course, his son Tanner is up on the camera tonight, so big thanks to Tanner Beck for all the great shots you're seeing tonight. He does a great job, so big thanks to the Beck boys for all they do to help bring you this broadcast.
It's awesome. So much fun.
Next week we roll to Bethel, who is having a similar season to Covington's season. They're going to end up probably 1-6 coming out of tonight's game. But in 2 weeks, right back here at Memorial Stadium, it looks
Senior
like
night.
the title match
That'll be
is
a
going to
big
be played.
That'll be a big one. But you know, even the Riverside game will be big the next week because even if we beat Northridge,
Yeah, you don't want to share anything.
Riverside's only going to have one loss in the
Yeah,
league.
you don't want to share
That's going to be a
anything.
huge one too.
And I don't know about football, but, I mean, I had to ask that question in golf this year, and it's a share. There's no tie break or anything
Yeah.
like that, just straight out share.
Yep.
So, all right, Wagner under pressure again, and he is – he threw it out to number 23. It's a backwards pass, and Isaiah Sherman's got it, but they're going to lose about 8 yards all the way back to the 40, and I think we're going to see a second-team JV offense here, led by number 14, Wyatt Kimmel. Half-price pizza at the concession stand. They had hot dogs. I mean, they must have had 30 hot dogs last week, just sitting there for whatever reason. They made too many or
you
whatever.
You had 25 of them. Did you do your best Joey Chestnut impersonation?
I had 3 in a heartbeat. We were starving, remember?
Yeah, you're right.
After the Grand Marshal Parade and everything. Yeah, I don't call it a homecoming parade because it was the Grand Marshal
I appreciate
Parade.
that. I appreciate that.
It's all you.
That was fumble.
And balls on the ground.
All right.
You know, the Grand Marshal thing was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be. I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
So 44 points on the night. A couple of punts called back on penalties. Those are things you don't like to see. We've had 3 holding calls tonight. So it's 45 negative yards on penalties, and then 1 other penalty for 5 yards. We fumbled the ball 1 time but recovered it. I think the big takeaway that I have is Blake Newmeyer, who came out really strong and has been pretty quiet in the since about the middle of the first quarter. And he's our leading rusher on the season, coming into tonight's game. Even after 2 games of not being available, he had 6 touchdowns, 286 rushing yards coming into the night, averaging 4.8 yards a carry. Last year, over 1,000 yards rushing, senior captain. This is a player we want to have in that stretch run.
Yeah, hopefully his ankle is okay. We got time to get him healthy. Woo. So the question is, do you let the JV punter punt or you bring Broomball out?
I think they always bring back the first team punt.
Yeah, there's Broomball.
Yeah. That was not a good series from the JV kids.
No, it was not. Who are traveling to Northeastern tomorrow. Which also, by the way, girls soccer is at Legacy Christian tomorrow, playing at Athletes in Action. And our cross-country kids are running down at Centerville Lights in Centerville tomorrow night.
Was it that night race?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they like that, but it's pretty. I think it's pretty cool.
Cool idea.
Yeah. So we got the first team punt. Oh, whoa.
Oh, no.
Yikes. All right. Let's see what happens here.
Blake's going to run it, and he's going to
No
get
way.
a touchdown.
You ain't catching anymore! It's time to go, man. Broomball's like, come on.
You gotta be kidding me. That's a 90-yard run.
He'll only get credited for about 62,
Right.
I think. But, yes, you're exactly right.
The last time I saw something like that
It was Mitchell Evans.
Mitchell Evans at Covington. I'm telling you what, I still got a game film of that down in my basement somewhere. But my word, 50-0. And then that probably wasn't one of my better calls because my mouth was wide open and I couldn't say anything.
That was impressive. Holy cow.
Goodness gracious. Hey, there's our guy running in late on the PAT. One of my favorite parts of the game.
That was a very impressive run.
Oh my word.
A little bit of athleticism there.
Low snap, it's down, and the kick is good. 51-0 by accident on that last one.
Well, I don't know how many viewers have hung with us in this route tonight with 2:33 left in the game, but that broomball run would have been worth sticking it out.
Absolutely.
That was outstanding.
They had the high snap, and I was thinking, oh, we're going to give up a score here because they're going to get the ball on the 5. No, they're going to get it on the 10. No, they're going to get it on the 20. Wait.
Now they're going to get it
Right.
after the kickoff.
Wait, now we're going to get a first down. Oh, wait. No. Now we're going to score a touchdown.
And like I said, I just sat here with my mouth open. That's not a good play-by-play, Mr. Barnes.
Yeah.
Not good at all. It's like, oh.
That was definitely the unexpected. All right, Mason, let's put one in the end zone.
So what'd you say, Coach? 62 yards, Scott?
I think 62 official, when I look back to see where the line of scrimmage would have been.
Yeah.
But that snap and broomball's run had to be probably 95 maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He was pretty close to the end zone because he actually ran backwards a couple steps. As he was getting
I
his
think
feet under him.
I had him turn the corner, turn around to run it at the 10. That's why I said 90 yards.
Yeah, I bet he was back to the 5 at one point with the ball.
Low line drive kick.
I could tell on his approach. Ooh.
All right, that was number 42, Trey Schmelzer with the carry. Little extracurricular activity. Crowd didn't like it.
Well, Broomball has had a 58-yard touchdown reception. That was a 62-yard run, and it could have been a highlight reel for him tonight with 2 punt returns for touchdowns called back. So if you're an opponent looking at the Bulldogs, certainly Blake Broomball is an incredible all-purpose threat that I don't know that you can contain him. As a defensive coordinator, as a coach, you're just hoping that you can kick the ball and keep it away from him.
Yeah, you'd be crazy to ever punt to the guy. We got a minute 47, and we got another timeout, Covington. Minute 48, excuse me.
And both JV squads are in the football game. All right. Play clock got down to 0, and the officials are going to reset that. No timeout here. Ozzie Gregan on that hit. Number 18.
I don't have any statistics that show Nate Mortar throwing the ball in the second half. I don't think I missed anything.
I don't think he did not throw the football.
I don't think he did.
.120 and counting here. 51-0. Bobbled snap and a sack. It's number 11. Troy Sutherland.
And what are we going to get? 2 more plays?
Maybe one.
Maybe one, right. I guess it is third down.
Hopefully the officials will let that go.
Milton defense has been stellar, pitched another shutout.
Famous last words here, Scott.
Let's hope not.
As
I don't think that's
the JV quarterback rambles 70 yards.
Oh, no, Coach. No. No. Oh. Wow. That will be the last snap of the football game.
Wagner's got the bus warmed up for him.
That's right. He's got to drive home. Poor
that
guy.
was another loss of 10. Man, we enjoyed it tonight from the stadium. Final score, 51-0. For Coach Grudich, Scott Seaman, Tom Beck, and the entire crew. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.